It's time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show live on WBON TV and on radio at WEKY, WKXO, and WIRV. Support your favorite team with apparel from Campus Warehouse and join us here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Also brought to you by Bishop Small Engine Repair and Nuevo Vallarta. And now let's go live to your host, Michael Watkins and Samantha Burford.
Good evening and welcome into the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Samantha Burford, Michael Watkins here with you on a Monday at Jack Burford Chevrolet. And Samantha, it feels like we've been MIA, missing in action for quite some time. Well, I saw you roll in here on two wheels before we came on the air, but
that is so not true.
See,
if I get here too early, you all freak out and are like, "Why is she here so early?"
Well, it's been an interesting, month and a half or so. Like I said, this December, I was out for different reasons, and then we've had Christmas fall on time, New Year's Eve. We had the game last Monday, so it's been
a
while. I feel like since we've been able to sit down and talk about the local sports teams and be on the air.
And we're in full swing.
Oh, yeah, we've got everything going right now. We just had we were at wrestling for the first time in the history of WBON as far as doing a live stream earlier this week.
Yeah, we've interviewed those wrestling coaches before and done stories, but never an actual match.
And it was fun, too. We'll talk about that later on in this first segment. But we wanted to jump in and talk about EKU men and women's basketball here in the opening segment of the show because Eastern – coming into the year, the men's basketball team had so much hype surrounding it, and rightfully so. You're bringing in some of these big names, and you got these returning guys that were so good in previous years, and Moreno and Rob and Kurt Lewis. And, I think that coming into the season, and you and I, when we had Coach Hamilton on when we were doing it at the Legends game back in, it felt like it was forever ago. That was back in October. Yeah, it was back in, I think, late October.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Yeah. So, but we had him on, and you could tell the excitement that he – now, the frustrating part, and I think even Coach Hamilton would say this, has been they've not been able, and I've talked to him twice in the last week. I talked to him before the Central Arkansas game and before the game against Bellarmine. The frustration level is the fact that they're dealing with COVID, and they've had guys, injuries, and they've had guys that weren't on the team to start the year because of those injuries, and they've had to kind of bring them into the fold now. And then you've had guys that have been a big piece of the season all year long with nagging injuries, like Beverly, who's been dealing with something all year long. Jansen Williams has been in and out of the lineup because of that same issue. So the cohesion has not been there. And this EKU men's basketball team, Coach Hamilton was asked after the Central Arkansas game, his confidence level and how hard it would be to win an ASUN conference championship after losing that game and losing that first game, because Central Arkansas and Bellarmine, I'm not sure either one of those two teams are really going to be at the top of the ASUN. So you lose to both of those two teams, and now you're 0-2 in the conference. It's got to mentally
be tough.
Well, and I think because you know how good this team can be and should be, that's the biggest disappointment. But you've also had, I don't know what's going on with Michael Moreno, but I haven't seen the type of year I thought we would have out of him.
Highlight reels for him every game. We're not seeing it.
He's been a good shooter, a good rebounder, but I don't know if all these guys that have come in have kind of made it hard for him to play his game. If the system, or I guess the fit of having maybe multiple big guys in the game. So it's been interesting to see how the season is shaken out. But I will say this. Once and if they can get everything figured out, and I trust Coach Hamilton to be able to do that with Jamaru Brown and maybe even some Deshaun Jackson. We've seen the Wardy guy get some playing time over the last few games. I think they can put it all together and still make a run for an ASUN Conference Championship. And like he said the other day in the press conference, we're not trying to win the championship today. We're trying to build toward the ASUN Conference tournament later on in the season.
And these are new teams that they are finally officially playing as far as the ASUN conference
Exactly.
goes.
They played Bellarmine, for the first time since I think like 96 when they played them on Saturday. And
you wonder if it's a little bit of the newness, the intimidation factor.
And
it's been away.
Think about this. So they go into the game on Saturday at Freedom Hall. Right. As a program, Eastern's men's basketball team is 0-17 all time at Freedom Hall. Now, those are games against Louisville and some other schools as well. But now you're 0-18. Again, I think once they get it all figured out, and obviously Coach knows what he's doing. He's got so many talented guys out there. But what I've seen is when they are able to spread the floor with Jansen Williams and Beverly and Brown and Robb and maybe Moreno, maybe it's Kurt Lewis, maybe it's just different guys in the lineup. Yeah, Blanton's played well, and they've had, again, so many guys that have stepped up and tried to fill those roles. But, I think you're at a point now where you've got to figure out a rotation that works, stick with it, and kind of use the rest of this season to build toward that conference tournament. Yeah. They've got North Alabama tomorrow in a game that I think should be a pretty good ball game because North Alabama on the road, another ASUN conference game. North Alabama in Florence. It's a 7 p.m. tip-off. It'll be the first ever meeting between these two programs, the same as with Central Arkansas, the first time that the two men's basketball teams had ever met. And Eastern now 8-8 on the season, 0-2 in conference play. I think they've really got to start to put some wins together to try to get this season fixed and
it was so close, 66-61. I mean, if they would have made their free throws, apparently, obviously I wasn't at the game, but apparently there were some droughts there.
Yeah, there was a couple of big droughts in the game.
They can't go 5 minutes.
Fell behind 20 points in the game against Bellarmine. And when you do that, you
could be playing catch-up.
Well, and when you do come back, you use so much energy to come back that it's hard to come back and then finish the game off.
And I think they had 2 big droughts.
Yeah, had 2 of them in the game.
So that hurts. You can't do that. They obviously know that. But
and again, I think
it's like a puzzle. It's like all those pieces have to come together. And it's not there yet.
If everybody was healthy and if everybody was out there playing all year long, then I think the pieces to this puzzle would be really, really good. And they are. They just have to find a way to put it all together.
Getting ready to start classes back here soon.
Next week.
They're getting tested for COVID every week. I mean, they're going through so much right now, too.
Well, 4 Colonels rank in the top 10 in the ASUN in steals with Jamaru Brown, Michael Moreno, Robb, and Beverly. All 4 of those guys, really good defensive players. The Colonels are ranked 3rd in the nation in steals, 3rd in steals per game, 4th in turnovers forced, and 4th in turnover margins. So they're forcing turnovers. They just got to find a way to turn those turnovers into points on the other end. I think they'll be able to figure that out.
Well, you hope that the crowd stays with them because they've had good numbers, good attendance there. But with the COVID numbers, the Omicron going up, it might scare some people away. Well, so maybe just spread out some more. There's room.
They'll be back at home on Saturday against Jacksonville State, and everybody knows the rivalry that was in the OVC. More of a football rivalry than it was a basketball one, but that's a name you'll be familiar with when you come out and watch on Saturday. As for North Alabama, they are 7-8 overall. They are also 0-2 in ASUN play. They have conference losses at Lipscomb and at home against Jacksonville State. They're averaging 72.5 points per game and allowing 63.1. So this could be a potential shootout, high-scoring game versus North Alabama, and they also are good at forcing turnovers. They average 8.1 steals per game and 4.8 fewer turnovers than its opponents. So Eastern going to have to take care of the ball themselves, but also find a way to turn North Alabama over on
and the shooters got to shoot.
Yeah, and there's a lot of them.
Yeah,
a lot of them out there.
They took a lot of threes the other day. So
as far as the women's team goes, the women's team has been really good this year. They've won 5 straight games for the first time since 2013-2014.
Right.
And I was listening to Wes on the call the other night, and I mean a 10-point run to help start that fourth quarter, and that was a big reason why they won. Yeah. The droughts have been there for EKU. But I think whenever you look at the way that this team's playing, Jayla Johnson's playing well. They're shooting the 3-ball well. And, again, a 10-0 fourth quarter run that kept EKU undefeated. They're now 2-0 in ASUN conference play.
They had 2 players out the other day, too. So foot injury, concussion, so all kinds of issues with them. But these women are fighters.
Yeah.
Like, they get down and they don't give up.
Well, one thing I heard Coach Todd say in the pregame interview with Wes was that he loved the depth with his team. They don't really lose a lot when they go to the bench. They bring people in that can play and defend and shoot the ball well. So that has been a big reason why they have had this 5-game winning streak. And now they go on the road to North Alabama on Wednesday. I think the interesting stat from this Bellarmine game on Saturday was that both the leading scorer for Eastern and the top scorer for Bellarmine had the name Jayla Johnson. And how crazy is that?
Kind of
I would think that's
weird.
A very uncommon name. Yeah.
It'd be hard to be on the call.
Well, you got Jayla Johnson scores for one team, the other end Jayla Johnson scores for the other team. So
yeah, that'd be really weird. I'll tell you what they did do. They rebounded them 42-33.
Yeah,
so
that's been a big
they are
reason
hustlers,
too.
and they are. I mean, they're doing it every week, every game. So. Congrats to them.
Yeah,
Looking forward to both of them playing North Alabama.
Yeah, and I think Eastern can find a way to kind of keep this rolling on the women's side. They outscored Bellarmine 21-9 in that fourth quarter. And again, in women's basketball, they do the quarters. So I think they can kind of move ahead, kind of take this momentum into more ASUN conference games. And I think when we get more home games, folks, you got to get out there and watch these two teams. The women are playing so well right now. And now you got the men that are trying to fix their stuff. Yeah, we'll get to that here in a few moments.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Before we take our commercial break, we do want to talk about wrestling really quick. Samantha was really and listen, I had talked to Coach Fife last year. We've had them on the show. We've had the wrestlers on the show.
Yeah, they were on the show, both
schools.
I
had never been out to see a match or a duel before. And, man, was I impressed. I was so impressed. We've known how –
You think you can do any of that? Those wrestling holds?
I can if you – now, you got to give me somebody in my weight. Actually, I don't know if I want somebody in my weight. I want somebody that's lower than me so I can
take advantage.
Try to get on top of them and be stronger than them. But, I mean, I was impressed with, first of all, Jeffrey Kinley. I've talked to Jeffrey a lot off of the field or off of the mat, and he's such a good kid. I mean, you don't – yeah, I mean – a lot of times when you get an athlete –
he's competitive, but I'm telling you, he's a nice competitor.
When you get an athlete that is as highly touted and has had the success that Kinley has had –
between football and
wrestling, I think it is easy for them to kind of get the big head. And we've seen athletes that could potentially have the big head, but it doesn't come that way to Jeffrey. He's just a good, humble kid. His mom and dad have had done a really good job raising him, and I think his dad's mom just passed away over the last couple of days. So,
dealing with that right here at a very important time in the wrestling world as far as getting
so
ready
we do want to send our condolences out to Jeffrey's dad's family, and obviously it's Jeffrey's grandma. So keep that family in your thoughts and prayers. Obviously, losing a loved one is never easy. So. But Jeffrey, was really impressed with Kyron Jackson. The Gilbert kid is one of the top 10 wrestlers in the state. I mean, Kyron Jackson is out there. We saw what he did on the football field. He's out there suplexing people that I couldn't even, move if I wanted to. He's out there.
You think they're down, and then they do another move, and they're winning.
That was the most impressive thing with Jeffrey, is that some of the guys, he actually moved up a class. So Jeffrey's ranked number 2 in the state in the 165-pound weight class.
I think I'd rather be number 2.
I don't know. You're going to
I'd rather be the underdog.
Yeah.
We're going to get to that a little later, too.
But he actually jumped up a class in this match on Tuesday and went against a Johnson kid who was from Frederick Douglass, who was ranked 5th in the state in the 175-pound weight class. So he jumps up a weight class and still able to get a pin against a really good wrestler. So
a little heavier than
was just really impressed with Kinley, Kyron Jackson, the Gilbert kid.
All of them. And they're such great. I mean, when I interviewed them in here, you were out on vacation that week. I mean, they're just they let's say they educated me because we don't always watch every week wrestling. So it was. I think it's a sport that is increasing. They're getting more and more younger kids in there, girls too.
Well, you talked about the younger kids. Carson Herbst, who we've had on the sports show from Madison Middle, a football player. He won his duels that night. He's a 7th grader, another really good athlete coming up into the ranks at Madison County. And then Brady Warwick's a good football player. We saw him out there on the football field making some big plays. I was impressed with how athletic he was out there. Got a big pin in the matchup against Frederick Douglass. So
it's kind of like football and wrestling. They're now going hand in hand.
Well, the athleticism was the most impressive thing that I saw, and the speed that you have to have. I used to wrestle a lot when I was younger with my little brother and my neighbors. I would lose every single match that I would have had if I had tried to fight any of these guys. So
well, maybe they can teach you some moves, some training. Practice makes perfect.
I'm now playing in a men's basketball league at the YMCA, and I had our first game yesterday. I'm still feeling the effects of that game yesterday. I didn't even play a whole lot.
So if I kind of whack you, you'll be like, oh.
Well, you might hear some bones, crumbling as we move throughout the show. We are going to take our first commercial break, folks. When we come back, we'll talk about some boys high school basketball. We'll have an interview with Alan Feldhouse from Madison Central. Obviously, what a tough schedule that the Indians have already played. They got some more really good games coming up in the future.
And an announcement that we can have that, a lot of people may not know
One
yet.
player not on the team anymore. We'll talk about that. And they've got a big game tonight against North Laurel, so we'll have that for you.
They've got a huge week. 2 weeks,
Greg Crossan coming up on Friday.
Covington Catholic is next week.
Yep, and that's on the road. They played Covington Catholic twice this year.
Yes.
So, folks, when we come back, we'll also tell you about the first ever all-electric Silverado. That's coming your way as well when we come back on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
What does in transit mean? When you see that on our website at jackburford.com, it means your favorite Chevy is on the way. Call us at 859-623-3350 to reserve it, and we'll keep you updated throughout the entire process. See, it's that easy. Reserve your new Chevy today at jackburford.com. Your vehicle is now in transit.
As long as I'm breathing, and know I'm not dying.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer, and in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then, in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Kokudet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see you.
Locally family-owned and operated Bluegrass Restoration and Construction is a full-service construction company offering full-service home maintenance. Bluegrass Restoration specializes in wind, fire, and water damage and mold remediation with 24/7 emergency services. Bluegrass Restoration and Construction is here to serve you during any emergency. All their services are performed in-house with no subcontractors. No job is too big or small for Bluegrass Restoration and Construction. Give them a call at 859-353-1133.
Support your favorite team with apparel from Campus Warehouse in Richmond. Whether you're an EKU fan or you're a part of the Big Blue Nation, Campus Warehouse has something for you. Stop by and see their new line of Old Road t-shirts, because guys, we know Saturdays are for the boys. Plus, they have the cutest seasonal tees for the ladies. And Campus Warehouse now carries a new line of tees for the kiddos as well. Visit campuswarehouserichmond.com or stop by their location in the Richmond Center next to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best margaritas and fajitas in town. Doesn't a huge 32-ounce ice-cold beer sound great? Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills, when you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Back here at Jack Burford Chevrolet on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Folks, you got to check out. Go online, search the video, the promotion they did for this all-new, first-ever, all-electric Silverado. Performance, technology, and design. And this thing, Samantha, it's very,
beautiful.
Very sharp.
It is.
It's the first edition RST, available in the fall of 2023. It's available of 400 miles estimated on a full charge. It's electric, so again, 400 miles on a full charge, over 660 horsepower with wide open watts, over 780 pounds-feet of torque with wide open watts, in under 4.5 seconds from 0 to 60.
I can't say enough. I've not obviously driven one of those because they're not here yet.
Yeah.
But my
if I see
vehicle,
you driving one of these before I do, I will be very upset. So I'm saving
all
up
right,
now.
So I'll call you first.
I'm going to save up now.
But it's all coming. all electric. It's all coming. John showed me videos and pictures of I believe it's a Traverse and Blazer that's coming as well.
So fall of 2023, the first ever all-electric Silverado coming, and you can get yours here at Jack Burford Chevrolet on the bypass in Richmond. We were talking EKU in the first segment. If you're looking for some EKU gear, make sure to go over to check out Campus Warehouse. They also have Kentucky gear, all kinds of seasonal tees. Dominique Hawkins was over there over the weekend signing autographs. And Campus Warehouse, you can like Campus Warehouse Richmond on Facebook to stay up to date there. You can get online and shop as well. Go over and check them out over in the Richmond Center in Samantha. And a very busy sports show here as we now talk about some boys high school basketball. It's been an interesting season, and we first want to talk about Madison Southern. What an up and down year it's kind of been for the Eagles. They've had some important games, and what Austin Newton has been trying to do over there is to create a culture that breeds winning, and he wants his guys to expect to win. They've had 3 games within the 11th region that he was very confident that his team could go out there and win. They've hung with teams like Henry Clay. They hung with Madison Central. They hung with Great Crossing. But in the end, those other teams pulled out the victories. Right. So I think Southern is still trying to get over that hump and trying to get one of those wins that they can say. They
struggle in that second half.
Well, in the game against Madison Central, it was the second quarter. It's always like one little run that they give up where they fall behind and they can't come back
from. But
Great
Crossing, it was the second half. They just kind of
fizzled out a little bit. Yeah. But again, it's one run. I mean, they hang with them for a while, and one run, the other team able to pull away, and then the rest of the game they hang with them. So,
and you think that the football guys that play for them are now in basketball shape?
Yeah, well,
there's a difference.
I think so too. You're seeing some of the other guys have been nicked up a little bit.
Yes,
Ursland, I think, nicked up for a game or two. He's been getting some really good play out of this freshman case in Nabi. I've been really impressed with some of the numbers I've seen from him, playing some big roles for a varsity team.
Jay Rose has been hitting.
Yeah, Rose has been playing. Hudson's had a big year.
He hit 3 threes the other night.
Yeah, so I think that they'll be able to kind of get where they want to. They just got to find a way to get one of these wins, to get over the hump against one of these 11th region teams.
Sorry, they just played at Fairstown, too, I believe, because they're getting a brand new.
And it's done. They're playing there this week, so they will be at home this week for the brand new court. If you haven't,
it's beautiful. See the pictures.
Oh yeah, go on.
But you'll be able to see it. I mean, we're going to be there.
Yeah, we'll be there next week, I think, for a game. But it's really impressive to see the floor and the layout of it. The colors are different. I think the boys are at home against East Jessamine on Thursday night.
And I don't know what you call it, but like the eagle is not like blue. It's like a opposite color of the floor. It
like a navy, like a darker navy color.
No, it's like an. It's almost white, clear.
Oh, it's like
and then there's the eagles over top of it, something like that.
Okay,
anyway,
so it's one of those things where it's kind of like transparent.
Reverse.
Yeah.
Reverse.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I don't know the official basketball court terminology.
Yeah, the Eagles are at home on Thursday against East Jessamine. They'll play at Estill County tomorrow, so a good game there against the Engineers if you're looking to see the Eagles in action. Model and was supposed to play Madison Southern last week. That game was canceled because of the snow. The Patriots looking to get back into action. They lost to Mercer County in their last game on January the 4th, so that was last week. And, again, with all the snow that came in over the weekend, a lot of these teams haven't been able to play any games because of everything that's been going on over the last 5 or 6 days because of that snow that came in toward the end of last week.
Right. And a lot of them, between the injuries and the COVID numbers, I mean, they're just not getting any – I mean, you hope they're getting some practice time in, but – they're struggling.
Well, we got the 11th Region All-A Classic.
Right.
Model gets a bye, so they'll play for sure on Thursday. Then we see Trinity Christian versus Berea. That is tomorrow night at 5:30. Sayre versus Frankfort tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. And then at 8:30, it's Lexington Christian Academy versus Frankfort Christian. And the Model will play the winner of that LCA Frankfort Christian game, I believe. That's how the thing shakes out. So the semifinals would be Thursday, and the finals on Saturday for the boys' 11th region tournament.
And we were there for the girls' Frankfort. They played them last year and Frankfort Christian. We saw them both. So both excellent teams. It's going to be a good matchup.
Yeah, I think all these teams, again, when you're in the 11th Region All-A Classic, there's not as many teams that because all these big schools around here. But this tournament's very serious here, and Berea and Model both have a shot. Now, Sayre's pretty good as well, But I think I would love to see a Model versus Berea final on Saturday.
And
we'll see if that happens.
Should we explain? I mean, there may be some viewers out there that don't realize what this All-A Classic is. It's not just basketball. I mean,
they have
there's
everything.
academic, there's
baseball.
golf, there's baseball. It is year-round, but it is similar schools, same size.
Yeah.
So it's a nice matchup. It's some excellent basketball is what it is right now that's coming up.
And Madison Central, they lost to Dunbar last week before defeating Harlan County over the weekend. The the Classic there in GRC against Harlan County got a big win. Will Harden, I mean, my goodness, 37 points. Harden and Davis have been playing so well. Skaggs and Todd have been pitching in, doing their job. No more Jaden West. So the lineup shift for Central will continue. No Hagan Harrison, no Kenyatta Harge, now no Jaden West, who's no longer with the team. So that's a tough loss.
That's disheartening.
Yeah, because he's such an athlete, and he's been making highlight reel plays all year for him.
All year. He made them in football, then he made them in basketball. It's disheartening that someone would quit mid-season. So I'm not 100% sure what happened there, but it's, hope, would he come back? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know the situation, but if knowing Coach Fieldaus, he's going to focus on the guys that are there
and want to
move forward.
Right.
And they still got a really good chance to do something here big in the 11th region.
Absolutely.
But look at the teams they've played. Pulaski County, let me pull this up real quick. I think Pulaski County is undefeated, so they've yet to lose a game this entire year. You play GRC, you play, Madison Southern was a big game for them. You play Ballard, you play Woodford County, you lose to Dunbar. So they have had such a gauntlet of the schedule.
And those that you named are the losses.
Oh, yeah, but you look at these teams. I mean, GRC, one of the top teams in the state. You got
just
Ballard,
beat North Laurel
top team
Saturday.
in the state. And then today you played North Laurel.
And they're playing North Laurel, which has
Reed Shepherd. Going to Kentucky.
So,
Let's hear from Alan Feldhaus. I talked to him earlier today about how the season has gone for his team and about this game tonight. Here with Alan Feldhaus, the Madison Central Indians, and Coach, we're into January now. If we start, kind of getting further through the year, looking ahead to district tournament time, not too far away, and once again, you guys playing an absolutely gauntlet of a schedule. Just talk about how things have gone through the first month or so of the season for you guys.
The schedule's been brutal, but that's what we're used to that. I think we looked after going into our Dunbar game. I think we lost 4 games, and I think those teams were combined in the state 48-3. So, schedule's been pretty brutal, but it'll help us. It'll help us in the long run. It's not going to get any easier either. Really, those losses. I mean, Dunbar was really bad. We laid an egg, just didn't play well on the road. But the other losses, we didn't play bad. The other team just beat us. We haven't had a home game in over a month. So we're going to get Friday here when we have Gray Crossing at home. So it is what it is. But you just got to keep plugging, keep going.
It's
not a sprint; it's a marathon. We just got to be at our best at the right time.
Well, you've been around for a while, obviously, and you've seen some really good teams, and some not only around the state but in the region. And then this year, you guys have played Ballard, you've played a good Woodford County team, you've played some other good teams around the state. I feel like statewide there is so much talent around this year, and just talk about what you've seen from some of these other teams that you all have played against.
Yeah, we've played them all. Really the only one we haven't played yet that's in that top 5 is Covcath, and we're getting ready to play them twice. We got them coming up twice. Of course, we got North Laurel tonight. There's in Ashland, because we don't play them. I've seen them on tape. I think they're a really, really good team. But all of those top 5 or 6, of course, we scrimmage Mayo. We've either played them or we've seen them. And any of those teams, of course, GRC, they're playing as well as anybody right now. So, we've seen them all. We've played most of them. The ones we haven't played, we're getting ready to play. So, I don't think, and we played them all good too. So, we still got a couple months, month and a half to get ready for postseason when we might face some of them again. So, it's pretty good balance. I think it's still up in the air. Covcath, they're really good. I know they're really good. We just haven't seen them yet.
When you look at your team, obviously you've got a core of 4 of really good players. I mean, I've been really impressed with the numbers I've seen from Trey Skaggs this year. He's really stepped up his game. And then obviously, Will and Jalen doing what they do. And Robbie Todd's getting some good publicity, around the state as well. So talk about those 4 guys. And is there anything that has surprised you from any of them through the first part of the season?
Well, it really wasn't a surprise to me, but Trey, we said he had a great preseason. We thought he was really vastly improved. And, of course, he has been. His shooting percentages, if you look at his field goal percentage, his three-point field goal percentage, and his free throw percentage, I mean, it's considerably higher than it was last year. And he's doing a good job for us defensively. I mean, most games he's got the tough call as far as who he's going to guard. He's a perimeter player on the other team. He's done a really good job defensively, too. So it didn't surprise us. I think it surprised a lot of other people. I mean, I think he's relaxing and doing what he's capable of doing. Robbie is a really good defender, too. We just figured that out in the Harlan County game. We had him guard the Trent Noah, who's averaging 26 points a game. He got him to 4 out of 14, did a tremendous job defensively for us, and he just gives us a big body inside. Jalen Will, we know what they've been around a long time, so we knew what to expect out of them. So it's that other spot. We've got 3 or 4 that we kind of shared some time in our last game. Parker, Mullins, and Eli got some time. Keith Stewart got some time, and Malachi's just coming back off his injury. And the conditioning is a big thing with him, but he's getting a little bit better every day. So hopefully next week or 2 we'll be able to find the right matchup for him in the varsity game too.
Is it frustrating knowing how good your team could have been coming into and it's still good, but is it frustrating just having to deal with the depth that you're still trying to find as you make your way through into the part of the new year?
Yeah, it's frustrating when you got Kenyatta and Hagan. You're expecting those to be 2 of your top 6 players, and neither one of them can play. So, but it happens. It happens sometime. It is frustrating when you go play for all these other teams, and your GRCs, and they have all the transfers, and they're all eligible, and they're all playing. And you see these people becoming eligible every week. New people becoming eligible every week. And we can't get one. So it's frustrating. We're not going to lose this sleep over it. It is what it is. We're just going to keep fighting and keep plugging. I like what we have. We just don't have as many as what we're counting on having.
What do you want to see from your guys as we go throughout the next few weeks, and we're getting closer to postseason play, and what do you want to see from your guys to really give you confidence that you can make another run like you did last year?
I think we're going to. We're not going to give me a choice. We're going to try our best to be at our best, come the right time, and we finally get through these Christmas terms. We don't really have much time to go back and look at tape and show them tape because you're playing every single night. So this last week, we were struggling. We weren't getting any effort going to the offensive board, so we really concentrated on that. It was a little better Saturday when we played Harlan County. Our screening was absolutely horrible. So we really put a little emphasis on that in practice. Our screening was better against Harlan County. They just got to focus and kind of focus in on what we're struggling with and keep getting better. And just hopefully we'll peak at the right time.
You talked about the Reed Shepherd game tonight against North Laurel. I mean, obviously everybody has heard about Reed Shepherd. So kind of what's the game plan going in tonight against another good team with a bunch of good players?
All right, well, we're going to do what we do. We can't worry about them. We've got some things we're going to do defensively. We're going to play them mostly man, but we've got to be smart and follow our game plan as far as who can switch and who can I switch. And we just want to try to slow him down a little bit. I mean, he's going to score. We just can't let some of those other guys. He's got some really good shooters around him. We've got to keep those guys in check. That's our biggest concern. Because going on the road, it's never going to be easy when you go on the road. We just want to go down and compete.
Well, Coach, as always, appreciate the time. We will be there on Friday when you play Great Crossing, and I know you guys are excited to get back home after a long hiatus of out on the road.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I can't even remember last time it was going to be over a month. I guess played at home, so but it makes you tougher. That's what we keep telling them. So I'm sure we'll be ready to play at home, though. All
right, Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck tonight, and we'll see you on Friday.
Yeah, Coach Feldhouse talking to us, Samantha. Yeah, Will Harden in that game against Harlan County, 37 points, 15 rebounds, and 20 free throw attempts.
I mean, it has been Will Harden week.
Yeah.
I mean, they're repping him in the state because, he's got 94.2% free throw accuracy.
Yeah, number one in the state.
Number one. Madison Central hasn't had a basketball player that's been number one in a long time.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool stat, too. I mean, because Will is such a good shooter. The form is good.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're tweeting it out. We're tweeting it out.
Yeah.
I mean, well-desered, Will Harden.
Davis had 21 points, too, and, the Indians just they're plucking around along, as Coach said, just trying to, they're trying to get everybody kind of acclimated, get some of these young guys some experience as they head on to the end of the year.
So he's hit 49 out of 52 free throws.
That's, I could not make 12 out of 52 or something like that.
And he missed 4 of them this past week in the game.
Yeah.
But he hit 8 in the fourth
quarter. The next
quarter.
16. It made the next 16. So.
Yeah.
Well, folks, we'll take another commercial break here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. When we come back, we'll talk more about the LA Classic. We'll let you know about what games we're going to be at this week as well. When we come back live at Jack Burford Chevrolet, this is the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
What does in transit mean? When you see that on our website at jackburford.com, it means your favorite Chevy is on the way. Call us at 859-623-3350 to reserve it, and we'll keep you updated throughout the entire process. See, it's that easy. Reserve your new Chevy today at jackburford.com. Your vehicle is now in transit.
As long as I'm breathing, I know I'm not dying.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Coquedet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond.
We can't wait to see ya.
Locally family-owned and operated Bluegrass Restoration and Construction is a full-service construction company offering full-service home maintenance. Bluegrass Restoration specializes in wind, fire, and water damage and mold remediation with 24/7 emergency services. Bluegrass Restoration and Construction is here to serve you during any emergency. All their services are performed in-house with no subcontractors. No job is too big or small for Bluegrass Restoration and Construction. Give them a call at 859-353-1133.
Support your favorite team with apparel from Campus Warehouse in Richmond. Whether you're an EKU fan or you're a part of the Big Blue Nation, Campus Warehouse has something for you. Stop by and see their new line of Old Road t-shirts, because guys, we know Saturdays are for the boys. Plus, they have the cutest seasonal tees for the ladies. And Campus Warehouse now carries the new line of tees for the kiddos as well. Visit campuswarehouserichmond.com or stop by their location in the Richmond Center next to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best margaritas and fajitas in town. Doesn't a huge 32-ounce ice-cold beer sound great? Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills. When you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
We're back here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Samantha Burford, Michael Watkins here with you on this Monday night. Glad to have you along. And yeah, it's very cold. I feel like it's colder today than it was when it snowed the other night.
Probably.
It's been a very cold Monday.
It's icy. The parking lot has some ice out there in it. I parked right on beside.
That black ice has been very dangerous as well. We did talk earlier about the Boys LA Classic, which starts tomorrow night. But tonight here in Richmond, it's the girls 11th Region LA Classic. We have Berea and LCA playing right now, and Berea leading 30-11 at halftime. So Berea looking as if they're going to advance unless an epic collapse happens in the second half. And that would set up a matchup versus Model on Wednesday night. So it would be a very fun game. So
Model got the bye.
Yeah, Model got the bye. They were actually supposed to play somebody, but the team they were supposed to play had to forfeit their season because they didn't have enough players to run through the year. So Berea Community on top. The Lady Pirates on top 30-11 at the half, and they lead LCA. If Berea wins, it'll be Berea Model on Wednesday night in the semifinals of the All-A Classic in a game that we will be at on Wednesday night live for that one. The other game tonight is Frankfort versus Sayre, and that game at 7:30 to follow the Berea versus LCA game. So there's not as many teams on the girls' side competing this year in the 11th Region All-A Classic.
Well, every year when we go to this All-A Classic and we do it, it just seems like they keep getting better and better. And it's nice that it's local.
Yeah.
More of an advantage for our local Berean Model teams. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah, keeping it here in town.
Right.
It's going to be at Model every game. Yeah, every game.
Model's
hosting. So the girls tonight, boys tomorrow.
Yes.
The semifinals for the girls on Wednesday, the semis for the boys on Thursday, and the finals, both the girls and the boys on Saturday. The girls at 2, the boys at 4 o'clock on Saturday. All those games at Model. So a busy week for Scotty Sutton and the folks over there. But we're going to hear from Coach Lee Cummings in the final segment of the show tonight about the Model girls, their chances, and that game on Wednesday, which looks like it'll be Model versus Berea. Should be a very fun night, so we'll hear from her when we come back.
And they haven't played yet this season, right?
No, not yet. And,
not yet.
And those two teams, you look at the 44th District right now as a whole. If you look at the schedule and the records right now, Berea and Model, as far as record goes, the two best teams in the district. So,
right, and you look at the region, Berea is leading the region.
Berea has not lost a game all year to a team inside the state. They've lost one game to somebody out of Tennessee. They've yet to lose a game to a team in Kentucky. And as far as the 11th Region All-A Classic goes, the winner will face Owensboro Catholic. So the winner will face Owensboro Catholic on January 26th in the statewide All-A Classic, which is here in Richmond as well, over at EKU.
I'm excited about it, so I'm excited to hear what his thoughts are on this week.
So we'll hear from Coach Cummings when we come back here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. We'll also look back at some of the other games from around the area for Model, Berea, Madison Southern, and Madison Central. And Madison Central, a new head coach, Robbie Cooksey, back on the sidelines for the Lady Indians. We'll have that when we come back here.
And we want to know who's going to win tonight.
Who, Georgia, Alabama? We got our predictions on. You got a score prediction?
All right,
yeah, I got mine. I'm good to go.
Okay, we'll do that at the end.
We'll give you those predictions as well when we come back on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
What does in transit mean? When you see that on our website at jackburford.com, it means your favorite Chevy is on the way. Call us at 859-623-3350 to reserve it, and we'll keep you updated throughout the entire process. See, it's that easy. Reserve your new Chevy today at jackburford.com. Your vehicle is now in transit.
As long as I'm breathing, I know I'm not dying.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Kokidak, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see you.
Locally family-owned and operated Bluegrass Restoration and Construction is a full-service construction company offering full-service home maintenance. Bluegrass Restoration specializes in wind, fire, and water damage and mold remediation. With 24/7 emergency services, Bluegrass Restoration and Construction is here to serve you during any emergency. All their services are performed in-house with no subcontractors. No job is too big or small for Bluegrass Restoration and Construction. Give them a call at 859-353-1133.
Support your favorite team with apparel from Campus Warehouse in Richmond. Whether you're an EKU fan or you're a part of the Big Blue Nation, Campus Warehouse has something for you. Stop by and see their new line of Old Road t-shirts, because guys, we know Saturdays are for the boys. Plus, they have the cutest seasonal tees for the ladies. And Campus Warehouse now carries a new line of tees for the kiddos as well. Visit campuswarehouserichmond.com or stop by their location in the Richmond Center next to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best margaritas and fajitas in town. Doesn't a huge 32-ounce ice-cold beer sound great? Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills, when you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Back here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Special thank you to all of our great sponsors, Jack Burford Chevrolet, Campus Warehouse in Richmond. Talk about the all-new electric Silverado here at Jack Burford Chevrolet coming in the fall of 2023. But if you're looking for a vehicle now, folks, get online at jackburford.com and check out the latest inventory here at Jack Burford Chevrolet. We're also brought to you by Bishop Small Engine Repair, the law office of Patrick O'Neill, Nuevo Vallarta, and Bluegrass Restoration and Construction. Without all of those great sponsors, we could not be here to talk about the great local athletes and the teams that we have here in the area. Looking at girls basketball, Samantha, the Berea Lady Pirates just continue to roll. Yes. Beat North Oldham last week, 68-49. They've got some big wins. They're undefeated in the state of Kentucky. They're 3-0 in the 11th region. And right now they look like the team to beat, not only in the district, but in the 11th region. And they've played some good teams. They've got some big games coming up. They'll have Madison Southern here in a couple of weeks, Woodford County. You got Tates Creek coming up, Scott County on the road. So they've got some big games coming up. But right now the train is still rolling for Berea and Damien Stepp. That's right. They can hit threes. Yeah. And they can hit their free throws. They're impressive. Yeah. Well, that's one thing that Coach. We've done, two or three of their games already. We've done a few. We've got the Wednesday night game, obviously, and then potentially the finals on Saturday if they are there. But I mean, we've already done them. So we've seen them numerous times already. Had them against Central. And they just keep getting better and better. Yeah, and I think that they are extremely confident, and they're an extremely deep team. They're a very deep team. Coach Stepp done a good job of, developing the players over there. School every year. Like, you're going to come back. We need you. So we'll see what happens with that game on Wednesday. It looks like it'll be Model and Berea in there. Speaking of Model and Berea, that we'll have Coach Cummings here in just a moment. We'll hear from her about the matchup on Wednesday, what she's seen from her team, and about Keaton Hall, who is her best player. Keaton Hall does it all for Model. Can handle the basketball, can shoot, can distribute, can rebound. LeCompte and Ferguson, who's been out for a few weeks, are trying to get her back, and we'll get an update on Ferguson as well here in the interview with Coach Lee Cummings, the head coach of the Lady Patriots at Model. Here with Coach Cummings from Model as the Lady Patriots get ready to be in action in the All-A Classic 11th Region Tournament. Coach, 11-5 on the season, but you guys haven't played since January 3rd against Estill County. So as you get ready for this All-A Classic Tournament, what are you and the team talking about to kind of shake off the rust and get back out there?
Yeah, we, the weather certainly did impact our game schedule, and we missed some games, due to that impact of the weather. But we've been getting in practices and going hard. We've been working hard on conditioning, our transition defense, key things that we're honing in at this point that we need to improve on to be prepared and be ready for the tournament in February. And, of course, the All-A tournament this week. So we have been working on making those little improvements, whether it's transition defense, whether it's rebounding, increasing our shooting percentages. All of these things become factors, as you know, when you're in a tournament.
When you look at the All-A Classic itself, it looks as if it's setting up for you and Berea to play in the semifinals. So talk about that matchup and how, two area schools get a chance to kind of play for a spot in the finals on Saturday.
Yeah, it's exciting. And Berea, I have so much respect for Berea and that program and Coach Stepp. He has been, he has reached out to me, and he has really done a similar rebuild in Berea that we've been doing over the years in Model. And it's so exciting to see the success that both teams are having, and you're starting to see all those years of work, the success come from staying strong and true during these rebuilds and getting that nucleus of strong senior leadership that helps your teams be competitive. And I'll tell you, Berea is just an incredible team, and Berea is playing their best basketball. When you look at Berea's statistics right now, they're in the top 7 in the state of Kentucky, their team, actually number 5 in three-point shooting. They're number 7 in field goal percentage. So in field goal percentage and three-point shooting, they are in the top 10 in the state of Kentucky. And when you're firing on those pistons, you're going to have a very successful season. And I think that's what has attributed to their success, is they are playing some of the best basketball that they have played. I will say about the Model team, we haven't played our best basketball yet. And when we lost Ferguson, she's a key cog in our system. And she's coming back. She's practicing with us again. And the expectation is that we're going to have her back ready to play in a game in the next 7 or 8 days. So I think once we get her back and we get healthy, I'm hoping that this Model basketball team is going to start playing their best basketball this last week of January, carrying over into February.
One good thing, obviously when you lose your third leading scorer, it's not a good thing. But one of the positives is I feel like you've been able to see some of your younger players step up, get some experience, and kind of learn on the fly, and it might help you down the line be able to, if you get in foul trouble or another injury pops up, or, Lord forbid, the COVID situation again continues to be what it is. I feel like what you've been able to see from Bendari and some of your other younger players that have come off the bench while Ferguson has been out, it makes you a little bit more confident that you can rely on them in a situation should you need to later on in the year.
Absolutely. Maya Bendari has embraced her role as being the sixth woman, the person off the bench. Now, she's been in the starting 5 and getting key minutes, as you said, that normally she would not be getting. And she is absolutely learning how to play with this team, what her role is when she's out there, and she's contributing not only offensively but defensively and rebounding for us. So we're excited that she's been getting those minutes. Paige Mattingly has also gotten some key minutes and helped us tremendously in the Sayer Christmas tournament that we were playing in. So, yeah, it has been a blessing in that it will help our depth in February, certainly when we're in the tournament. So we are, grateful that these opportunities have presented for these kids.
Obviously you've been around this program for a while. You know how good Keaton Hall is. But what has it been like for you to be the head coach and have that relationship with her? And how easier has she made it on you in your first year as head coach to kind of have a player like that you can rely on to make sure the offense is what it needs to be, to handle the basketball, to get rebounds? Just talk about the player that she is.
Yeah, Keaton Hall is an absolute, she's a tremendous talent. And this is a kid who, she is just her work ethic, her leadership skills. She is an extension of the coach on the floor. And it's critical, and it has helped tremendously in this transition to have someone who is a great leader on the floor and who commands the respect of her teammates, because she truly is an extension of me on the floor. And the relationship that we have developed over the years, I have a tremendous amount of trust in her, and she has that same trust in me. And so together we have been able to effectively coordinate and run offense and do the things that we need to do in order to be successful. And I am just so happy to see her performing at the level that I have known she was capable of performing last year. And last year, unfortunately, we had so many pauses with COVID, and then, she actually was ill with COVID, and so many things set her back. But she was prepared to have this same type of season last year, and unfortunately, there were so many disruptions that it did not happen. And I knew that this season she was going to explode onto the scene, because I kept seeing her this summer and this fall just continuing to improve and continuing to work hard. And so I'm just so happy for her, for the success that she's having individually as a player. Right now she's rated in the state one of the top in scoring, and I think 30 overall in average points a game. So she's just having a tremendous season, and the season that I hoped she would have. When you have a kid like that who has just put so much blood, sweat, and tears into it for so many years, it's very gratifying to sit back and watch her have this type of success that is certainly due.
Coach, I know you need to get going. I'll ask you this last question. When you look at the 44th district, so you see Madison Central and Madison Southern both coming out of the gate slowly, and you and Berea having the success early on that you all are having. Obviously, the district tournament is going to be super exciting. With anything can happen during that tournament in February. What do you need to see from your team between now and then to give you confidence that you all can make a run in that district tournament?
I truly believe that in order to make a run, it's important to be healthy. And I think getting everyone healthy, getting Ferguson back in there and getting her conditioning, getting her back up to speed, keeping the team healthy is imperative right now. That's really the name of the game. Who's going to stay healthy, number one? And number two, as I said, who's playing their best basketball? The thing that excites me about this model team, we have not played our best basketball yet. I feel it coming. I'm seeing it in practice. I'm seeing the effort and energy that we're putting in. As you mentioned, I have some girls that normally were 6th, 7th man that were coming off the bench that have gotten key minutes in varsity games. I'm seeing the competitiveness that I need to see in practice. And I think if we are peaking at the right time and we are healthy, I absolutely think this model team can go into this district tournament and compete with anybody in that tournament.
Well, Coach, up first is the All-A Classic tournament. You all will play, most likely, it looks like a Berea matchup on Wednesday. So good luck to you and the team this week in the All-A Classic, and we look forward to being out there and seeing you all compete later on this week.
We appreciate it, and we're looking at this. This is going to be a great test for us early on because, all of this is prep. This is preparation. So we're going to meet a very good team Wednesday, and that's going to be an opportunity for us and a great challenge. So we're excited and we're up for the challenge.
Coach, coming from the Model Lady Patriots, Coach, we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
The CLA team's getting back into action, Samantha. Madison Central, new coach now. They haven't played a game since December 30th, so it's kind of like a total regroup now.
Right.
With Robbie Cooksey taking over the program that he once coached before to a regional championship.
And Model hasn't had a game.
Yeah, Model hasn't had a game since last Monday, so we'll see how all these teams shake out. But, it's kind of an interesting season the rest of the way. We've got the All-A Classic. Then we build toward the district tournament. That's what Coach was talking about there.
Yeah.
And,
then we build towards the regional
This
tournament.
district tournament is going to be very, very fun, especially on the girls' side, because we don't know any of these 4 teams can win this thing. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun when we get into late February.
Well, when we interviewed Coach Cooksey, he mentioned, with Madison Southern, Madison Central, bigger schools, typically they're the district winners, but it very well could not be again this year. So.
Madison Southern did get 2 games in last week. They defeated Frederick Douglass, then lost to Garrett County, and they'll be back in action tomorrow at home against West Jessamine. So we got big football game tonight. We want to get our prediction for.
Yes.
Are we putting lunch on this? We're talking about lunch.
When we make a bet, I lose every time.
That's why I like doing it. So I'm going to take Bama over Georgia 34-28. So Bama by 6.
Well, my money's always, even though they're the underdogs, you have to bet on Nick Saban.
Yeah, Georgia's -3 right now. Bama's a +3.
Which is so surprising when you like we just told somebody a minute ago, and he's like, "What, Georgia?"
Yeah.
No, I didn't know I was going to have to predict a score. Well, I'm definitely going with Alabama
to win. Okay.
Am I supposed to go with Georgia since you pick first?
No, you don't have to do that. I mean, you can do what you want to do.
Oh no, I'm definitely going Alabama.
Okay. All right.
When it comes to Alabama, they win championships. It's what they do.
Yeah, exactly.
This will
and
be
Nick Saban's a pretty good coach.
7th win. All right, so I need to pick a score?
Yeah, throw one out there.
Do you think it's going to be – no, you thought it – yeah, you picked a pretty high score.
34-28. Yeah, I think that – the over-under is 53, so Vegas thinks it'll be a high-scoring game too.
I don't even know what to pick a score.
Well, let's see if I'm right or
Alabama.
not. If I get my prediction right, you got to buy my lunch. Let's go with that, all right?
Here's the thing. Things have changed for Alabama's O-line.
Yeah.
So they've got to protect young.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I think Bama pulls it out.
They've got some injuries happening.
Folks, we appreciate you joining us here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. We'll see you on Wednesday for girls basketball, potentially Thursday. We might be there Thursday for the All-A Classic semifinals on the boys' side. Then we'll be there for Central, Great Crossing on Friday, and then back at Model on Saturday for
people are going to be tired of seeing us.
All-A Classic Championships. We'll see you then, folks. Stay safe, stay warm, and thanks for watching the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.